Hi, and welcome to the Cormac Crosshaven Computers podcast, where we interview techs from around the world and try to gain some insight into how they run their business. And we got a man who knows his stuff. We know I like this guy. I generally do. I generally like him a lot, and I know he's going to be interesting about what tools he uses and everything. So we got Jay from the PC guy. The first thing I'm going to ask Jay is just basically tell me a bit about yourself. Introduce yourself, mate.
Okay, hi guys. I'm Jay from the PC Guy, and I've been in this industry for around about just over 20 years. Started off with no interest in computers whatsoever, and having my own laptop and breaking that a few times and going to my friends for them to sort it out. It was one of my friends actually said, "I'm not fixing it anymore. You can learn it yourself," and basically that's it. So yeah, I mean, basically, I got into it by breaking things and learning how to resolve the issue, programs, operating systems, things like that. Looking into antivirus programs, getting rid of viruses, which were like manic back in them days. And yeah, and over the years, sort of, my background is sales and marketing. So over the years, I started getting better and better. And one day I decided to go, what the hell, and leave my job and come and do it full time. So that was, and it started as a kitchen repairer, really, as most people do in their own houses. And it got to a point that the more I was building up the business and the more customers I was getting, that I needed more space to make a mess, really. That's the general thing. So I then took on this office, coming into my 8th year now. And I started off just renting a few desks, and now I basically took over half the building. So, and that's because of the progression of business coming through the doors and, more customers, etc. So yeah, that's pretty much my background there.
Very interesting. And I just about the viruses. I suppose you remember, was it LimeWire? Was it when they were all?
Oh yeah, LimeWire.
You made off LimeWire, my friend.
That's where most of them came from. Yeah, just downloading music and stuff, and it was all hidden in there. It was weird, really.
And tell us just where are you based?
So I'm based in Tottington in Bury, in Greater Manchester. A lot of people still call it Lancs or Lancashire. I like to think it's called Lancashire still, So I am based there, and I'm basically in a village, and literally get custom from all around the areas, really.
And is it an office or a shoppy sort of thing?
It's a sort of office stroke shop, really. The whole of it is quite nice. It's not your stereotypical shop. I do have different rooms for data recovery, repairs. All the little repairs get done in the front office. That's where the reception is, and the customers can see that it's busy, which is always good. The most complex stuff, waiting for parts, etc., those are hidden in the two different workshops.
And are you on your own, or do you have staff?
Yeah, primarily it's just myself. I do have a woman called Sarah who does my admin work for me. She comes in.
You have to get that right. You have to get
absolutely right, because I'm no good with invoices or anything. So
at least you realise that you're not, if you get my meaning.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a nightmare for it because I'm so busy, sort of repairing, doing my own marketing, things like that. I've got to have somebody to organise the office life, do the invoices, order stock, and things like that. So she comes in once a week to do that. I've just taken on a young apprentice who's 17, so he's doing a couple of days a week while he's at college. And I've also got a lad with me at the moment, but he's leaving soon to pastures new, as it were. So
yeah, that's fabulous. I was in my office shop today or yesterday, and a guy I know from the past came in anyway, and Neve has one side of the office. She does all the admin and deals with mostly the customers who come in, and I'm on the other side, and we were just talking, and I kind of, Neve wasn't even there, but I was giving her a compliment anyway, which she deserves. And I was saying to the gentleman, Pat, Pat, without this side pointing towards the tech side, without the admin side, this side wouldn't work, and Neve and myself now are so matched on that. I can't do what Neve does, but I realise I can do it. Yeah. That's good. Tell us what's on your USB. That's my only question nowadays to people.
What's on my USB? God, there's so much on there. So basically, all the USBs I have are dual partition. So I'll have the operating system, on one partition, and then all my programs that I need for a basic setup or a more complex setup. So I have things that I've written a list down because there's just so much. But basic setup is obviously Adobe Reader, Chrome, Malwarebytes if people do require it. I've got I use a remote program called Fix Me IT Client. So I provide that to all my customers for free. That allows me just to log in with them as long as they're not on TalkTalk, because everyone knows that TalkTalk is a nightmare for blocking those off. Basic things, OpenOffice, WinRAR. I do use Windows Repair Toolbox because that is a very, very handy portable.
It is. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really sort of helped because I don't get a chance to do many outdoor calls now. I used to do house to house and things like that. So, you know, when I do, and I do take my USB stick with me, which I carry it around with me 24/7, good to be able to, you know, try and help and sort any problems that aren't resolvable by using this tool. I literally bring back to the office and then start the repairs there. So there's plenty of them, but I always dual partition every single USB. I've got about 20 USBs that include Mac operating systems. I don't touch Linux, sorry, but it's Windows, Mac that I deal with, and obviously I dual boot for the programs that I'll use with Mac as well. So there's a number of things on there.
That's funny about the USB, and any techs listening to this will know what I'm saying here. Like, I carry my tech USB around with me everywhere, plane, wherever I go. You know, I'm expecting to be on a plane, and then suddenly starting off going, "Is there an IT man in the house with some bootable stuff on his USB?" And I'll save the world, you know?
Yeah, I took it on holiday with me and not realised, you know what I mean? It's
like, it has to.
Making work.
Tell me, is it mostly residential or business or walkway?
Bit of a mix, really. I think most of it residential. I do deal with a lot of small businesses around the area. I can't, obviously, with me being pretty much on my own, I can't deal with the big businesses, but I do outsource sort of work. So basically, if there's server issues, I have a local company called TechX, and they deal with all, you know, new servers for me and things like that. So they'll take control of dealing with the 365, which is a headache as far as I'm concerned. And I tend to deal with more of the maintenance side of it, hard drives, new power packs, etc., providing the machines. So I do use a network of different companies.
That's very clever. Yeah,
absolutely. Because
we can't do everything.
Sorry?
We can't do everything, you know?
No, absolutely not. I mean, there are jobs that, you know, we like to think we know everything, but you know, you don't know everything and you do have to outsource. So a lot of if there's a motherboard repair, Mac, or whether it be a laptop, I'll outsource it to a company at the moment, Mind the Mac in London, and they will deal with the hardcore motherboard repairs, etc., and take that strain away from me because, again, I don't have time a lot of the time to sort of do the board level repairs, which I guess a lot of shops don't. You know,
I don't ever do, and I don't have the skill set, but I don't even think I ever in the last while even reached out to someone to do a board level repair, in a sense that unless you're certain, sure, it could be the processor, it could be a few things, and unless, look, if it's a high end computer, obviously it's worth looking at. Do you repair phones as well, or
don't touch them again? I think I'm pretty fortunate in the fact that because of the reputation that I've got locally, I don't really have to deal with them. And to be honest with you, I haven't got the time to deal with phones and tablets. So again, I literally outsource them to a third-party company. They're more than happy to get the work, and then they, you know, give me work as well. You know, so they'll send people who walk into their shops with laptops and literally send them over to me. So it works in a good way there.
Is there any particular computers you don't like repairing or anything?
Yeah, Chromebooks. I can't stand them. I think Chromebooks are shocking.
See, I like Chromebooks, if you ask me, are kind of disposable items, really. It's next to impossible to get parts for them.
Yeah.
It's now, to be fair, they don't go wrong, but when they go wrong, you know.
Yeah.
I can't understand. Now, I have never used a very, very expensive Chromebook, but I'm still bewildered. Maybe some tech will explain to me at some stage why people are paying £800 or £900. I appreciate good screens to watch on, but why do you need 120 gig SSD? I'm not too sure about that.
it's crazy the amount of people that do come in with Chromebooks, and you know, a lot of them, I will take a look at them, you know, but there's certain aspects of them that I just absolutely hate. The basic lack of storage, you know, why these big companies are actually getting away with selling machines with tiny storage in them.
Yeah, but you can argue with that. With the Chromebook, at least it's in the clouds, all cloud based. Whereas you look at some of those crap 30 gigabyte Windows machines, now even the 60 gigabyte, you're like, no way, forget about it. It's just pointless. And you know where my bee in the bit bonnet is at the moment is Windows S. And people are buying Windows S machines. And yeah, I know every tech out there is kind of going, oh yeah, but you just upgrade it to home. It's not a problem. But the average Joe Soap or Mrs. Joe Soap doesn't know this. So they're giving us calls to say, I can't download this for college, this and that. And actually, someone came in, it came from Curry's or one of those stores, and she bought something. It was around 400 quid. It was a piece of crap, plastic, terrible. But it was home. She didn't know that. But she brought in all her receipts with her about between the add-ons for McAfee, some other add-ons, some live drive, blah, 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 blah. She spent around 700 quid and she got a cheap piece of plastic with Windows Home. It was diabolical. It was, anyway, I won't rant because it's not my podcast, it's yours.
Well, the thing is, it drives me mad as well. You know, we, as a business rule, we do like the customers to have a Microsoft account anyway, even if they don't use most of the Microsoft products. It just enables us to be able to set them up so if they get locked out of the system, etc., we can help as much as possible. The problem with the Windows S mode is, like you said, people don't know what that means. So when we get say for example, a computer in for repair, we've got to put a new drive in because we can't clone it. And we're like going, well, it's in Windows S mode, we need your Microsoft account. Half of them don't even know what Microsoft is.
They don't.
They haven't got a clue. And that makes it quite difficult because, well, it doesn't for me. I can set them up a new account if they haven't got one and then get them out of the, you know, the S mode. But I remember the first time I hit the S mode issue and I was like, what the hell is this?
I didn't know it either. I was like,
I was like, this is crazy. And that was, I think it was about 6 years ago that I first hit the S mode issue.
Yeah, I remember Steve, who helped me at times, rang me from site somewhere on site, and he was like, I can't download this and that. And I was like, oh, Steve. I was like, oh, Steve, seriously, mate. And then I started joking, and I said, yeah, Steve, don't worry, I had that problem 2 days ago. I have to figure it out. Go in and guarantee this Windows S mode. And he says, what's S? I said, it's a 4-letter word for something.
Yeah, absolutely is, yeah.
No, it is. And tell me, do you have a ticketing system when people come in? Like, what's the procedure? I come in and I hand the laptop to ye.
Okay, so basically what we do is they bring the laptop in, sit and have a chat, because I greet every single customer that I can do, pretty much 99% of the time, because it's, you know, and they are dealing with me. You know, I am the PC guy as far as they're concerned. So we have a chat about what's been going on, and then literally I fill in a job sheet. So that job sheet is then duplicated. I know it sounds old-fashioned, but it's the way that I work, because I can put the duplicate with the job. And then obviously Sarah, what she does once a week is enter everything onto the CRM system. We use HubSpot at the moment. It's just a basic phone number, address, telephone, email, what the job is, and it's nice and simple. But we can also do a full invoice from that system once the job's done. We do tend to I do tend to keep a lot of duplicates, to be honest with you, because when you're as busy as I am in this place, it is a lifesaver. You know, when you go to the computer instead of having to keep coming back. So the job sheets, I do like the written word. I do prefer that because I know what I've written down. Sometimes, you know, when it's entered onto the system, it can go, you know, information can be missed, and that can make it quite hard. So as long as I know that I've spent a good 10, 15 minutes with the client, and I know it's a long time that, but it gives that introduction to myself, to the business, to the building, you know, the whole thing. I want them to like me as soon as they come through the door. And the majority of the time, 98% of the time they do. Well, probably 100% of the time, because they all trust me. They're all happy to leave the computers with me, the Macs, the laptops, whichever. And I think that if you do write things down, it just makes life so much simpler. I can't rely on the technical side, i.e. the CRM systems, because I've had them crash on me before. So to have literally everything written down. We've got folders upon folders for each year, and I can literally go back onto them if I'm nowhere near a computer, etc., or if I'm doing maintenance. So,
yeah, I can see the customer service is massive for you in a sense. I like that you said there that you'll spend 10 minutes with a customer. Now, I'm lucky in the sense that Neve is just so good with the customers because I, I'm kind of face the company, this and that. But you know what, as things are going on, Neve is just so good. But that's what I want people come in. We're changing our shop actually, but at the moment people come in, there's a place where they sit down. I don't want them just handing the counter and sit down and have a conversation with them and this and that. Now, as we're getting busier, that's getting harder. But in a sense, we're a shop office as well, so we're working this and that. And I do find when Eve's not there, it's getting a lot more difficult at this stage. So we're redesigning with it. Tell me, how do you stay up to date with the latest tech or all that? Where's your passions or what you do?
To be honest with you, I am quite a sort of creature of habit. I will use specific brands that I'm used to. I do branch out every now and again, but I think one of the things, and it is a big shout out to the Tech for Techs.
Oh yes.
I mean the information you get on there, the reviews that Phil does. Jenny's got great advice as well. They're both an amazing couple. And they do provide, obviously, the forums that we have that we can all go on. And
with Tech for Techs, even when we're over the convention, the way they look at it, it's like they make us all money. It's great because there's been moments there when I'm in site and we don't know everything, obviously. And you'll post a question, and my God, you could be sitting down on site and you'll be going, "Oh, sweating. Will someone answer this?" And they do. It's answered, and you're out. It's invaluable.
Yeah, absolutely, because there are products that I've moved away from. I know there was a recent company that was doing SSDs. I won't mention them.
Yes.
And literally started hitting major failures, and I used them for around about a month, and I wasn't happy with the way that went. So I had to move away from them. I tend to use, sort of, if we're looking at the sort of the main areas. Corsair, for example, Samsung, Crucial. I use a lot of the SSDs for Crucial.
I know what you're saying. That there was a good tip off in that group that time about that. And tell me, you have a beautiful computer behind you. Do you build them?
I do build them. Yeah, I've got one there that's literally just been built behind me. Yeah. So that's going to be going out to a customer. I do not build them every single week. It's literally as it's coming up to the Christmas period now. There's a lot of people wanting more and more built PCs, so that's where I can tend to concentrate on them. But I do build them. Yeah, I build them to spec as well. So whatever the customer wants, the customer gets. Obviously, I don't go too mad with them. I think there's a lot of overkill in the industry, and I think there's, people, sort of, especially kids will watch YouTube and see all these.
Yeah, we were building them for a while. I don't build them myself. I'll get them pre-built in. And I might be getting one flown in from Wales for myself from Celtic Computers. They're flying in a personal plane. You just have to throw that out there for the hell of it. But what I do find, and this is why if someone comes in to give me the budget, we give them the machine for that. I can't go back and forth with the kids anymore because they want this part. We don't have all the suppliers, don't have that. I've got 6 different people and this and that. And another thing is that, we'll build a beautiful machine for you. If you want to, I don't have time. And then I found with that was that, it's kind of, I suppose, my own gripe there is when you be talking to your moms or dads because the kids didn't want to talk. And you're like, well, the kid's 24. I'm not too sure why the kid ain't talking. But I will hold it under that. Just the last few questions there to wrap up. What personal laptop do you use yourself, or do you use a laptop at this stage?
I don't use a laptop anymore, more desktop. So again, I've got myself, I've got my own custom built, but I use Lenovo all-in-one at home because I do find them very reliable. That's currently
Lenovo a lot.
Yeah, and I'm also speaking to you on my Mac as well. So I've got a
Mac, man. What phone do you use?
Phone, I'm an iPhone guy.
Right, we went down the road. I can't rant about that. I get sued by certain people in certain little countries around there, and that one. That's that. Something now you gave us a fabulous insight into the tech world. And you know what I really admire? You're saying you're 20 years. I don't know how much years, and a few years of getting on into it now because I got started tech late. But see, business, as I keep saying, business is a marathon, not a sprint, you know. And I was talking to a lady who's in this shop next to us, and she's been in, she does curtains and stuff for like 25 years. You're after making it through a lot of recessions to get that, you know. So when people further down the field than me, and there could be people younger than me who's been in business a lot longer than me, I listen to them because they make sense, you know. Is there anything you want to plug or promote or tell people to follow you on anything?
Just
how's your TikTok going?
Sorry?
How's your TikTok going?
My TikTok's come to a halt at the moment. I've run out of ideas. I tried it. I have a bit of a play around with it. I'm not a TikTok genius or anything like that. I tend to stick to Facebook more than anything. I do most of my advertising, you know, and I tend to concentrate more on that without spamming too many people, you know, just posting in groups, local groups. But yeah, the social media side of it is primarily Facebook. Google, I am getting more reviews on now because I'm concentrating more on that. You know, but yeah, it's TikTok's. I will get used to it one day.
Yeah, you do. I was only asking. It was good. Do you know something? I could literally talk to you about tech all night. I am like watching the 20-minute mark, and I'm just constant, like everyone will come on and say we'll keep it to 20 minutes because people are listening to them from work. But you know what? We're going to have a round two with you sometime.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we're going to try to get some evening there. We'll get 4 people on.
Yeah.
Like to join us and just throw open topic of conversations, maybe have debates between people and this and that. But thank you very much all together, and just hang on while I wrap up. And thank you everyone who's been listening to this podcast. Do us a favor, share it everywhere, and follow me on TikTok, please. All right, and thank you so much, man.
Yes, Cormac. Thanks very much. Take care.
We'll just, there we go. Now we'll press end here.